I grew up eating pikelets. I did not know what pancakes were. My dad's from New Zealand, so that was like most people grew up with Betty Crocker. I grew up with Edmond's baking powder, and that was all of the recipes that we used. Everything was with baking powder, including these pikelets that we used to make, which was basically, it's like a pancake, but it's just not sweet. It's just like fried bread. So I have my discard here, ready to go. This is not gonna make many pikelets because it's just the discard. So if you do end up feeding 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 or whatever, you'll have way more discard and you can make way more things. Chives are incredibly easy to grow. And what it is it's kind of a mix between an onion and garlic. And it has a very like mild sort of flavor. And fun fact, chives make these beautiful flowers, which you should pick as soon as you see because it makes the plant keep producing more chives. And they're edible. They do taste like chives, but a lot of restaurants pay big money for chive blossoms for their dishes. So I really don't need this many. I only need maybe 2 teaspoons because I really like chives. Just chop those up. You could also use a tiny bit of rosemary. You could put ham, bacon. Think of like a savory biscuit. What would you put in a savory biscuit? You can put that in a pikelet. I am gonna add just maybe like a teaspoon of sugar. For the love of God, do not forget the salt. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And baking soda. Baking soda reacts with the acidity in the starter. I'm gonna do maybe a little bit more than 1/4 teaspoon. And that's it. And we're gonna mix this up. And that baking soda immediately starts reacting with the starter and it starts getting all poofy. I love it. So that's why we have this preheated. I'm gonna put a little bit of butter in the bottom because I like butter, salted butter. And then we're just gonna I'm gonna do 1 at a time because my skillet is not big. I've tried to do this like 3 at a time and it just doesn't work out. And just kind of spread it out so it's even. I should mention my skillet is on medium low. So you heat your cast iron pan on medium low for 15 minutes and it's the perfect temperature. So it should be around 300 degrees. My pan is 297. Boom. Perfect pancake temperature. So what we're gonna do is just cook this until we see some bubbles kind of popped on the surface. The edges should start to look dry, just like when you're cooking a regular pancake. So you see it's starting to get a little bit dry around the edges, just a little bit more. I really like to pop the bubbles. Is that weird? I just like that. All right, time to flip. Woo! This is gonna be delicious. It smells so good. That's pretty much done. Ooh, breakfast is served. I'm gonna let that cool down for a second. Do my other one. So, see, this is very liquidy, very, very soupy, and that's okay. Pour my other one in there. All right, while this is cooking, I'm gonna tell you some fun facts. Did you know that most people think that sourdough bread, things made with sourdough, is healthier to eat than regular bread products? And I've read a few studies that say that people who have a gluten intolerance, not celiacs, but just a hard time eating regular flour products, that they can eat sourdough. And it has something to do with the fact that you're using wild yeast captured from the environment. It's not processed. and the yeast has already broken down a lot of the starches and sugars in the flour. So it's a lot easier for your body to digest it. So my dad has a gluten intolerance. My uncle has a gluten intolerance to the point where neither of them eat wheat products anymore. So as soon as all of this is over and we can get back to seeing our family, I'm gonna bring him some sourdough and see if he can eat it, because that would be amazing, right? And he probably wouldn't eat it a lot, but I bet you he would love to have himself a pikelet again, because I'm sure he hasn't had one of those in years. Hi, who's that? What are all these things everywhere? Is that a camera? Yeah, let's turn this off. We don't need that anymore. Let's keep your little hands far away from that. This one is starting to eat real food. Yeah. We love to eat little crackers and that mushy baby food stuff. Oh yeah, we love it. All right, bye guys. Have a good rest of your day. Bye. Bye. Who's this big baby? Who's this big baby? Say bye-bye. Bye-bye.